Once again I started my story, but this time I had help in Arabic from the office staff. I brought out all the official-looking paperwork I could find, including the articles from the Jersey Evening Post, which they'd done before I'd set off. As we all talked, the Vice-Consul wrote on each of my papers. Then, without a word, he pointed to the door. I was sure I was out of luck. Just a few minutes later, a minion came out of the Vice-Consul's office and hurried past me with my papers in his hand. I wondered which dusty backwater they were bound for. Moments later he came back and presented them to the manager, who said no, in no uncertain terms. Around me, no one would meet my eyes. Once again, the assistant ducked back into the office where the manager was doing a perfect stony impersonation of his dark-skinned boss. Then, to my amazement, he said, "OK," and grinned, as if the whole procedure had been quite normal. The office staff shared conspiratorial, friendly smiles with me, and it began to sink in that we'd all achieved something quite special. Mike and Sally were equally surprised that I'd got a visa for Ethiopia. They'd been told it wasn't possible. Maybe in Sudan, they could come with me to the Ethiopian embassy and the same plan would work again, but in reverse. Hi, Yosei, Mike, Sally, Deet and I linked up again to head south down the banks of the Nile. It's a bizarre ride. You can see desert on both sides of the valley. There's a lush green strip of land that's bordered by cream-coloured sandy desolation. In the middle of the day, the heat becomes intense, and the only way we found to keep cool was to keep riding, with stops only in deep shade. These bum rests were always an adventure, as 5 bikes stopping in a seemingly deserted section of road always attracted a crowd of spectators from thin air. Orange sellers, old men on donkeys, mischievous kids, and the inevitable mangy dogs would descend upon us. It was never very restful, but always an event. Pulling away from one such rest, the bike felt wrong, sluggish. Kids would often hang on to the back of the bikes as we rode away, so I checked my mirror.